Bring the lights down low, it's time to show. Lights, camera, you know what we mean. Behold the magic of the silver screen. Some movies rock, some movies shock. They're powerful, alright. We cover them all on your favorite part. So many movies we can choose. Even when you win, you lose. Life moves pretty fast. Some will fizzle and some movies last. I understood there would be no math. It's the 30-something movie podcast. Be excellent to each other. Please add a word to your mother. They're from the best decades. Movie magic that never fades. Lightsabers clash, phasers set to stun. Action packed from dusk till dawn. We have deep thoughts and questions free. Come share our love of the movies we see. Life moves pretty fast. Some will fizzle and some movies last. I understood there would be no math. It's the 30-something movie podcast.
It is the 30-something movie podcast. Hey, guys, look at me. Look at me.
Mm.
You're not looking at me. Look at me. All right, now put it in your eyes. You look at me. Put it in your eyes. What, are you tired? You're squinting? Are you tired or something? You falling asleep or something? All right, that's fine. I am not Chili Palmer, and these two gentlemen with me are not Hollywood movie producers. They could be, but they're not.
Why do you keep telling me to look at you? Why do you keep telling me to look at you? Because I want you to.
Because I want you to. It's Bo. It's Pat. Gentlemen, how are you?
Doing good, John. Let's cut to the chase. 11 out of 10. Time for 3 questions.
Okay. All right.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions.
I mean, I'll do it.
Oh, I know, man. I know. God, this is just a great movie.
We are talking Get Shorty this time around. We spoil freely here, so be warned. As if we mention the name of a movie, you don't want to hear anything about it, just maybe hit skip once or twice on your podcast app, and we'll move past it. Make sure you visit our website, 30podcast.com. You can leave us a rating, a voicemail. You could join us over on Patreon for the bonus episodes we've got over there and all kinds of other benefits. So thank you to our Patreon folks. And head on over there if you want to get some other bonus stuff as well. We've got a lot of extra episodes over there. There are at least, I think at last count, there are at least 57 or 58 full-length bonus episodes over there for paid members.
58.
And there are 58, yeah. And then there are a bunch. I've lost count of the number of short episodes that we've done over there as well. So there's a ton of stuff over there. Short episodes are available for free. The longer ones are available for paid folks. And then there's all kinds of other benefits and stuff that you can get from joining us over there. So thank you to those who are already co-executive producers over there with us. We really, really appreciate it. We love you guys, and we thank you so much for your support each and every month. I did want to make one other quick, very, very quick little announcement before we move on. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know the Muffin Man? No. Do you know
The Muffin Man?
the Muffin Man? Do you know what makes this episode special? Other than the three of us are on it and it's about a really good movie. Do you know what makes this episode special?
The number.
The number. Check out the big brain on Pat.
Oh, is this like something?
This is number 600.
Damn,
Holy
son.
Moses.
Yeah.
600.
So
I salute you.
I will
salute you.
will raise a giant glass of ice water
Mm.
in my Surely You Can't Be Serious podcast tumbler.
Mm.
There we go.
Well played.
Did you see that? I announced our 600th episode and got a plug in for some buddies.
That was well done.
I just
So
see that's what you can do after that many episodes.
that's
like
right.
you got the game.
We incepted the listeners, and now all we need to do is just sit here and go blah.
On the
Wow.
app 600.
So So, congratulations, gentlemen, on 600
Yeah,
episodes.
guys. Wow.
Congrats, boys.
That's awesome.
So I think we're almost caught up with the Nerdist at this point. Only like 300 and some more to go.
We're coming for you.
We are. I mean, I don't think he's doing a podcast anymore. Not at least not that podcast. But someday we'll catch up.
And we're gonna catch.
When we hit 1,000, we'll do something big. I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Do we normally
probably apply
we're just kind
for
of going like
probably apply for AARP benefits by the time we hit 1,000. But
episode 600? Like normally for the big epiversaries, we kind of do a big thing, but we're just kind of going like head down, business as usual for this one.
We are, because I kind of like we did some big stuff. We did some big epiversaries kind of leading up to 500, and then we did the 500 one. Then I'm like, maybe we'll save it for a little bit later. Otherwise, we're going to be doing epiversaries all over the place, and if you capitalize everything and you add exclamation points to everything, what gets emphasized?
We're not in an email lab, John. You gotta be careful with that.
Yes, thank you for the callback to last time.
Mm-hmm.
Last time on the 30-something podcast.
Last time previously on the 30-something movie podcast. Boys and girls, there was this thing called an email lab back in the day that I'm not going into that again. See last week's episode. Mm-hmm. Or Google it. I don't know. But yes, our movie this time around is Get Shorty. So we'll jump right onto this one because I think we all love this one. We're going to have a lot to talk about. So let's just jump on into it. This one came out October 20th, 1995, rated R, with a runtime of 1 hour, 45 minutes. Barry Sonnenfeld was the director, did Men in Black and The Addams Family. Writer was Scott Frank, who did Out of Sight and Minority Report, based on the novel by Elmore Leonard, who did Jackie Brown and 3:10 to Yuma. Producers were Danny DeVito, Michael Schamberg, and Stacey Scher. DeVito did Matilda and Death to Smoochie. Schamberg did Aaron Brockovich and Contagion, and Scher did Pulp Fiction and Garden State. Composer was John Lurie, who did Down by Law and Fishing with John, no relation. Cinematographer was Donald Peterman, who did Flashdance and Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Editor was Jim Miller, who did The Hurt Locker and Born on the 4th of July. Production company was MGM and Jersey Films. Budget was $30 million. Box office $115.1 million. Flick Metrics gives it a 75%. Cinema Score gives it a B+. John Travolta is the very cool Chili Palmer. He was in Pulp Fiction and Face Off. For those of you who cannot see, I think all of us did the hand motion that is the prerequisite for saying face off.
Face off.
Yes. The late Gene Hackman, who just very recently passed away, plays Harry Zim. He was in The French Connection and Unforgiven. Hold on just a second. I'm going to need to cue something up here. Okay. Rene Russo.
Dreamweaver. I believe you can get me through the night.
Who we just talked about, 2 weeks ago for Lethal Weapon 3, when we did our 10th anniversary rewatch.
I know.
She plays Karen Flores, the Scream Queen Karen Flores. She was also in Lethal Weapon 3 and the Thomas Crown Affair. Okay, anyway. Danny DeVito plays Martin Weir. He was in Batman Returns. Dennis Farina, who passed in 2013, played Ray Bones Barboni. He was in Midnight Run.
How you doing, Ray?
How you doing, Ray? Mr. Barbone, it's Barboni. He was in Midnight Run and Snatch. Delroy Lindo played Bo Catlett. He was in Malcolm X and Da Five Bloods. James Gandolfini, who also passed in 2013, played Bear. He was in The Sopranos and True Romance. John Grease played Ronnie Wingate. He was in Napoleon Dynamite and the TV series Lost. David Paymer was Leo DeVoe. He was in Quiz Show and City Slickers. Martin Ferrero was Tommy Carlo. He was in Jurassic Park and Ace Ventura. And Miguel Sandoval played Mr. Escobar, and he was in Clear and Present Danger and the TV series Medium. A couple of trivia things here real fast. The legendary crime author Elmore Leonard called Get Shorty the best film adaptation of any of his books. So, big fan. Gene Hackman initially turned down the role. He was unsure about doing a comedy, but Barry Sonnenfeld actually wanted that hesitation. He told Hackman, "I want you to play this straight and let the comedy parts come naturally." So that ended up working out in their favor because he is hilarious in this movie. John Travolta first passed on the role of Chili Palmer, but Quentin Tarantino, who had just worked with him on Pulp Fiction, urged him to read the book, reconsider, and it ended up paying off. According to Elmore Leonard, the author of the book, Danny DeVito's character Martin Weir was actually based on Leonard's real-life dealings with actor Dustin Hoffman.
Interesting.
And then, let's see. Oh, the fake movie billboard that has Danny DeVito as Martin Weir dressed like Napoleon actually fooled people in West Hollywood who thought DeVito maybe had changed his name and was starring in a movie as Napoleon. They thought it was real.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. MGM wanted to tone down Elmore Leonard's colorful language. Once Travolta signed on, he actually pushed the studio to stick with the original edgier script. And then finally, James Gandolfini, who we know as Tony Soprano, his performance as Bear was so impressive that The Sopranos creator David Chase cast him as Tony Soprano after seeing this movie. Which makes total sense, and I love that show. Were you guys Sopranos fans? Did you watch it?
I still have to. I still have to. I've watched bits and pieces, but that's kind of my next probably going to be like binge it. Go through the. Yeah. That was
my. I watched through it when it was on its first run the first time around, and then I want to say the very first, like during college or right after college, the very first DVD player that I bought for myself. I think I went to, because I could only afford like a couple of DVDs at the time. I want to say I went to the library it must have been the library. And I think I rented the whatever seasons of The Sopranos was available on DVD at that point in time. And I would just kind of watch those on a loop. So I probably have watched through The Sopranos in total. I've probably watched through that show at least 3 times. So really good, really good. I really, really enjoyed that show. All right. We're going to do the synopsis of the movie real fast, some major moments, and then we'll jump into our deeper thoughts on this one. So Chili Palmer is a Miami mobster with a love for movies. When a job takes him to Hollywood, he finds that the film biz is even more cutthroat than the mafia. The real action isn't on screen. It is behind the scenes.
In a town known for fame, wealth, and glamour, one honest man has come to Hollywood to make a killing.
My name's Chili Palmer.
Chili's a gangster. Ran a club I used to play at for another gangster back in Miami. How is Momo these days anyway?
Dead. So you make movies, huh?
I produce feature motion pictures.
I got an idea for a movie.
Doesn't everybody?
Yesterday you were a loan shark.
Yeah, but I was never that into it.
You think the movie business is any different?
Ray, look at me.
Why don't you take a look at that? You must bring something heavy to the deal.
I do. Me.
I think you ought to turn around and go back to Miami.
You're a stuntman, huh?
Yeah.
You any good?
I mean, he's got no respect for us.
That's not bad for a guy his size.
Got a major star interested.
Which star?
2-time Academy Award nominee, Martin Weir.
He played the mob guy turned snitch in Cyclone.
Yeah, one of his best parts.
No, well, the best part was when he played the crippled gay guy that climbed Mount Whitney.
I guess in your line of work, there's times you have to get kind of rough, huh?
Not really.
Have you spoken with Mr. Palmer since your husband blew up?
Oh, my Leo!
It says here you're getting Martin Weir for the part of Lovejoy. How you gonna do that?
I'm gonna take a gun, I'm gonna put it to his head, I'm gonna say, sign the papers, Martin, or you're dead. That's it.
I wonder, would that work?
John Travolta.
I think you could be an actor. I know you're acting sometimes, but you don't show it.
You thought I was faking?
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, let me help you out. Go ahead. Suck harder.
Rene Russo.
Harry's dreaming of a $40 million production. He'll never get off the ground. With a star, he'll never sign with or without my help.
and Danny DeVito.
Looking at you, I'm having memories of us. And I'm wondering, how did it go wrong? How did it all slip away?
Well, it didn't slip away, Martin. You did when you went off with Nikki at my birthday party.
Yeah, that was a good party.
Rough business, this movie business.
Don't you puke on my shoes, Harry.
I may have to go back to loan sharking just to take a rest.
Get Shorty.
Fade out.
All right, so major moments. First major moment, Chili's jacket is swiped by rival Ray Bones Barboni, so Chili smashes Bones' nose to get it back. Later, Bones ambushes Chili. Chili shoots first, grazing Bones' forehead. Yet Bones' boss refuses retaliation because Chili is protected under his boss, Momo. When mob boss Momo dies of a heart attack at his surprise birthday party, Bones inherits the operation and orders Chili to collect from Leo DeVoe, presumed dead in a plane crash. Chili visits Leo's wife, Faye, and learns the twist. Leo left the plane, took the $300K settlement, and disappeared. Chili tracks Leo to a casino in Las Vegas. On the way, he picks up a second gig, collecting from B-movie producer Harry Zim for some unpaid markers. In Los Angeles, Chili visits Harry at Karen's house, pitches his real life as film material. Harry's intrigued and ropes him into placating investors Bo Catlett and Ronnie. Harry shows Chili the script Mr. Lovejoy, needing $500,000 to buy the rights. Chili takes Leo's money and invests, deciding to go legit. Bo's offer to collaborate gets turned down. Bo leaves $500,000 at the airport at an airport locker for some drug contacts. Yayo, sent to pick it up, balks when DEA surveillance is mentioned. Bo shoots him in the head. Then Escobar, his uncle, arrives demanding repayment. Karen warms up to Chili, sets up a meeting with Martin Weir, her ex and one of the biggest names in Hollywood, who's interested in playing Chili on screen. Bo manipulates Harry into sending Chili to fetch the locker money, and it's obviously a setup. After seducing Doris, Harry drunkenly calls Bones, spilling Chili's secrets. Bones flies in, brutally beats Harry, kills Ronnie, frames him. Bear backs out. Bear is the James Gandolfini character, and is a Hollywood stuntman turned muscle, I guess, for Bo. Bo threatens his daughter. Chili and Karen finally connect romantically. Bo kidnaps Karen to force Chili to hand over the money. During the staged beatdown, Bear rigs Bo's railing so Bo falls to his death. Bones corners Chili in his hotel room. Chili tricks him into heading for the locker. Bones walks into a DEA trap. Later, Chili and Karen are producing Get Leo, arguing with Martin's agent about his next roles. Those are the 10 major moments, and now we're going to head into our deeper thoughts on this one.
And now, Deep Thoughts.
I have an opinion on this matter.
Don't mince words, Bones. What do you really think?
I like it a lot. Wow. It's very deep. Thank you.
Okay. When was the first time you guys remember seeing this movie?
For me,
I'm
probably...
gonna have to...
Go ahead, Bo. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm going to hop out on this one and say, like all the others we've talked about recently, for the most part, it was some random HBO or Blockbuster trip, Danny DeVito, John Travolta. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, saw it in college. Probably, not 30 years ago, but maybe like 25, 26, 27 years ago. That was the first of many viewings.
Yeah. This is one, I've always been kind of a big John Travolta fan, but it is not one I would have seen in the theater. I don't think 95, I wasn't going to see this by myself at the theater, and I don't think I can't picture going with my parents to see this one. However, at this point in time, I know I've seen Pulp Fiction. I know, because I remember watching that with some friends. And at this point, I want to say I have seen, also with friends, I have seen Broken Arrow. And then with my now wife, then girlfriend, we went to see Phenomenon and Michael in the theater. I remember seeing Face Off in the theater. So this is all around the high school time. So this one, I believe, after seeing Phenomenon and Michael, sometimes I've mentioned this before, we'd get on these little kicks of where we'd see a couple of movies by a person, then we'll be like, hey, let's if we're going to watch a movie at home, let's rent John Travolta movies. We've seen a couple of them. Let's rent a few more of his and watch those. And I feel like this is one that we would have rented from Blockbuster, from the library, from somewhere, and watched it at home probably within a couple of years of it coming out. So this is probably, as soon as it came out on video, it was probably one of the ones, because I remember there was this whole stretch where we were watching Broken Arrow, Get Shorty, Mad City, Primary Colors. What was one of the other ones? Oh, what's the one that, like, every time I mention John Travolta movies, I feel like nobody has seen this, but I've watched it 2 or 3 times. Oh, White Man's Burden. I don't know if you guys have seen that one or not. That's the one. It's in like an alternate universe where the roles are reversed, and kind of like the lower income minority folks are white people and the more affluent folks are African Americans. It was him and was it Harry Belafonte was the other lead actor in that one. Yeah, that one's. I remember watching that one sometime around when we would do like our string of, hey, let's watch John Travolta movies. And we do a whole bunch of them kind of once. Urban Cowboy. I think that was about the first time I saw Urban Cowboy too.
Sure.
So yes, not in the theater, but it would have been like very soon after.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, this one in particular, like I think this one intersects a couple of different things for me. I really enjoy a good kind of mobster mafia movie, or at least having those type of characters in it. And it kind of intersects also my love of film. And so I think, you get the combination of some of the things that later on I will enjoy watching The Sopranos for, but you also get how this character is, he's not just a mob guy, but he knows movies. And he's going to start geeking out about movies the same as like he could join us on our podcast and be another host on the podcast, because he's going to be like, oh guys, did you see Creatures 2 and that the one actress that was in that and the way she screamed, and like, not only is he this tough, really cool mob guy, but he's also a movie nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's fun about his character.
Yeah. Agreed.
So and Pat, you mentioned like you immediately kind of, connected with this one, really enjoyed this movie, watched it. You have watched it multiple times. Like, what is it that brings you back to it mostly?
Exactly what you said. And I would add in too that the dialogue, the writing is just so crisp.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, from the first scene when the one buddy's talking, he's just like, yeah, and he's talking about this and the weather, and I'm putting it there, and he kind of fed him a bing, and they're doing this, and Chili's just sitting there. And then when Ray Bones walks up, and he's just, all the characters are just chewing the scenery.
Yeah.
Just like, and he walks up, hey, it's chilly outside, it's chilly inside. It's a regular chili fest. And which just establishes, okay, so this guy's arrogant and he's a doofus, and and then Chili turns around and just with Chili looks and, how you doing, Ray? But it's like the way he says it, it's almost like an insult. There's just so much detail to how these guys deliver their lines. Like, it's the actors are doing a really, like, no one is phoning any of this stuff in. Yeah. Everybody is just chewing the scenery. The Danny DeVito character is chewing. Gene Hackman is amazing in this.
Oh, he is awesome in this.
Delroy Lindo. It's like everyone is just at their top of their game with how they're delivering the characters, and the dialogue is right there with them. Like, the dialogue is perfect. All the little innuendos that they're putting in, or the little glances or whatever, like when the guy comes in that's like, hey, when you talk to him, you talk to him with respect. He's the man. You understand? Can't you get anybody work? No, not no more. And then he holds up the scissors to his neck, and he kind of like Judge Travolta looks at him like, really? You got to hold this? Come on, man. You know, and then it's like this kind of tough guy mob talk. And then they go into EG means, for example, I believe you mean IE, which means ergo. No, I don't think so. Ask your man. As far as I know, IE means ergo or whatever. And he's like, IE or EG, IEFU. I mean, it's just, it's so, like I say, crisp or rhythmic. The dialogue is amazing. The actors are great. And let's take all the language out of it, or the sound out of it. Just their look. They just look cool. I mean, everybody looks cool. And the costuming is great. It's so good. And how they come back to the gags. You know, like, I ordered a Cadillac. Well, that's a, what was it, a Pontiac Silhouette?
Cadillac of
Cadillac of minivans.
It's the Cadillac of minivans. Oh, well, I guess I got to drive the Cadillac of minivans. And then it's the commentary, Dan DeVito, what's his, not Ray Stantz. What's his name?
Martin Weir.
Martin Weir. Ray Stantz, God bless it, Patrick. But he's sitting there, he's like, oh, what are you driving now? Well, that's the Cadillac of minivans. The next thing you know, he's driving one. And then at the end of the film, everybody's driving one. So it's a little, you know, a little elbow at Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff is just bonkers fun.
You know, Pat, they say the smog is the reason we have such beautiful sunsets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But it's so good. And the music is so good. And it's just fun. It is just a fun movie. I mean, the master stroke is when they're filming the thing and it's Harvey Keitel is playing he's playing Ray Bones, right?
Right, yeah.
And I think, doesn't he turn around and the line he I can't repeat it because we're family friendly,
right, yeah.
But the line he delivers and the way he delivers it is, dun, dun, dun. I mean, it's just so funny.
Well, and it's like the set pieces are amazing. Like I would love to steal Harry Zim's office.
Oh yeah,
like that old building and like all the stuff he's got in there, and you talk about everything. Everything the people look good, and everything's just cool. And I mean, John Travolta. I think this is. I'll go ahead and say it. I think this is probably one of John Travolta's best movies, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
And one of his best roles. And he is the most John Travolta of John Travolta roles. He is so cool in this, and just the way he handles himself in every situation. You know, I'm thinking in particular the scene where they're in the restaurant and he's approached by Bear for the first time. And he's like, I'd like to introduce my associate, Bear, movie stuntman, champion bodybuilder, throws out things I don't want. And he just goes, so you're a stuntman, huh? Yeah. You any good? Am I any good? And he grabs him by the and throws him down the stairs. And, not bad for a guy his size. Just very cool. Like nothing ever seems to raise his blood pressure. In fact, the one time that he and Karen are coming back from being shot at or kidnapped or whatever it was, and she's like, aren't you scared? He's like, well, I was. How long do you want me to be scared for? It's like, I'm not now. I was. I'm not now. Like, how long would you like me to be scared for? But just the way he plays that character, the way he interacts with everybody, it's like you cannot raise the man's blood pressure. And his character just comes across it's such a fun character to watch.
What does he say? Do you threaten people? And I don't like to, or sometimes, or how did he answer that? It's in the trailer, but the way he says it is he almost plays it off. And when you think of the film, it's true. He really never thought, even when he hits Bear, you know, and Bear comes after him at the car and he punches him or whatever. And he's like, it's okay. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Is your leg okay? And then he's like, is your leg okay? I tore my quadricep. Yeah. Sorry. You know, he's just like cool to people.
Now I've been shot at 3 times before, twice on purpose, once by accident, and I'm still here, and I'm going to be here for as long as I want to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that. I love that whole scene where he's in Harry's office and the two guys are showing up. Bo and Ronnie are showing up, and he's just like, okay, do not say anything about this. Do not talk about this. Do not say this. I'm going to sit here, and I don't want you to introduce me. I don't want you to say anything about me. I don't want you to. And then the moment those guys, this is my associate, Chili Palmer, and we're going to be working on this movie, Loverboy, and he's just sitting there, just shaking his head. Says the whole time, he's like, every single thing I told you not to do.
Yeah. And when he addresses him, he says, perhaps I wasn't clear with my expectation.
Yeah.
So, well, I want to give Bo a chance to weigh in. I kind of just jumped in and just started quoting the whole movie and, all that. Bo, what's your take on it?
It's so much, everything you guys have said. I don't need to reiterate any of it, but it's just so fun. Like there's everything you talked about, his office and all the cool stuff and the amazing actors in the script and all of that comes together into this movie that as soon as I saw it on the list, I was excited to see again because I haven't seen it in years. And it's not like I don't want to see it. It's just admittedly not one that kind of hits that radar. And it's not one that shows up a lot. Like if you're just scrolling or if you're looking through the streaming services, Get Shorty's not popping to the top of the list, But it's a lot of fun. Like James Gandolfini when he says, "Oh, how did that happen?" And he's holding the nuts and bolts from the railing. And I'm like, it's perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah. And I think everybody's characters are written and performed just right. Like you mentioned already, Gene Hackman. We've already said John Travolta does an amazing job in his role, and he is exactly the cool as a cucumber that he needs to be for this character, for this role. Gene Hackman as Harry Zim is outstanding.
Yeah.
He's just such a fun role. He's just such a sleazy, slimy little Hollywood executive.
Yeah.
And this whole movie satirizing all the things that it's satirizing. It's satirizing the crime family kind of trope. It's satirizing the Hollywood executives or the whole even just Hollywood machine of all that. And that's one of the things I think is really fun about once you get to LA and you've even got the criminals in LA, everybody wants to be in movies. Like, what's the point of coming? I think the one guy says, I think the Bo character says, what's the point of coming to LA if you're not going to be in movies? So it's like, you hear the story of, they went out to LA to become a movie star, but they had to be like a waiter or a waitress for like 2 years before they could, get their foot in the door or whatever. Even the criminals are doing the same thing. Apparently you got to run, like a criminal limo service before you can get into Hollywood movies, and that they're all trying to buy into the scripts and buy into the, producing the movies. And I think the whole thing just, to satirize all the different groups that it's kind of making a little bit of fun of, does such a great job. And Gene Hackman as Harry is just an outstanding. It's probably also one of my favorite Gene Hackman roles, because I think it gives him an opportunity to be funny while not necessarily playing a funny character.
Right.
I'm dying every single time that he's like still practically in traction and everybody's like patting him on the shoulder and he just winces a little bit. And
and Martin Ware looks at him and he says, "I've been practicing. Look at me, Harry.
Look at me, Harry." And he's got to like, it's almost like the old Batman costume. He's got to turn his entire body because he can't turn his head. No.
Yeah, it's easy just to gush on this movie. It's just so good. I really like when you were saying the scores, I'm like, man, that's low. This should be like Cinema Score A+. It should be like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it is. I don't know.
If you go to the Rotten Tomato stuff, I want to say it's like in the 80s, close to 90s.
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes, but when you start to like aggregate out some of the other ones, Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 89%.
Yeah.
But like IMDb gives it a 6.9%. So like some of the others give it a lower score.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's just looking at the cast. I mean, the cast of this movie is stacked. It's, I mean, your main four people practically are John Travolta, Gene Hackman, Danny DeVito, and Rene Russo. You know, beyond that, then you've got the James Gandolfini, you've got the Delroy Lindo, you've got, you know, all these, the Dennis Farina, you've got all these guys that are just amazing in their own right in the movies and TV shows they've been in. And those are like the second tier characters in this.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It is. Yeah, it's pretty good. Ray, I keep saying Ray. What's Gene Harry?
Harry.
First of all, you're trying to tell me you messed up without sounding like a fool, and that's a really hard thing to do. I know I'm totally misquoting that. I got to be, careful, but I love that line.
Yeah.
I paraphrase that all the time. Look, you're trying to tell me you messed up without looking like an idiot, and that's hard to do.
And I love how Chili is, like I said before, how he's such a fan of movies that when he gets into arguments with people, I pulled up the one when the Bo character, he's like, "You broke into my house and I have a witness to it." What? Only this time, it ain't no John Wayne and Dean Martin shooting bad guys in El Dorado. Okay, well, that was Rio Bravo. Robert Mitchum played the drunk in El Dorado. Dean Martin played the drunk in Rio Bravo. Basically, it's the same part. Now, John Wayne, he did the same in both. He played John Wayne. Man, I can't wait for you to be dead.
I know. You shouldn't. What? You broke into my house. No, I didn't. The door was unlocked. You should really think about doing that. There's some dangerous stuff out here. I mean, that's kind of like that same thing. Like, where'd you get that? Did you steal that? No, it fell off a truck.
Right.
I just love that. It's great writing and just brilliantly delivered.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I really, really enjoy this movie. I haven't watched it in a long time. Like, I'm glad this was coming up on the list because it had been a long time since I'd seen this one. It probably was, actually, it's probably close to at least 25 years, I think, since I've seen this one.
Really?
Yeah.
So oh wow.
I watched it several times. Yeah, I watched it several times in the mid to late 90s, and then I'm not sure I've seen it again since then. So it was fun to get to come back to this one.
Cool. Yeah, this is one that I would say, man, when I first saw it, I watched it maybe once a month.
Okay.
For the first 5 or 6 years, and then it kind of fell down to like once a year. And I'd say now it's like once every other year.
Okay. Yeah, it's
like
probably going to be
cover
one
to cover. Watch it.
Yeah, it'll be one I probably come back to a little bit more regularly.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of that, the sequel to this. Have you seen the sequel?
No.
No.
What is it?
I saw the sequel once, and that was probably enough.
What was it?
The sequel, the sequel's called Be Cool.
Yes, I have seen it.
You have seen it. Okay.
It's funny. I was talking about this. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. And this guy, the guy I was talking to, had seen Be Cool, but not Get Shorty.
Oh, that's the wrong way to do it. No joke. Pull a Willy Wonka, tell him to strike that and reverse it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right. Okay.
No.
Yeah. No, Get Shorty, million times better. Get Shorty, million times better. Be Cool, not good. I think Be Cool was kind of an attempt to, it's another novel that was written by the same author. And I want to say it was kind of an excuse to try to, get a little bit more money because Uma Thurman is one of the main actors in that. And I think it's an excuse to get John Travolta and Uma Thurman back in a movie together again and try to get some of that Pulp Fiction money. The premise of that, if I remember, because I've only seen it once, is that now he's trying to get into the music industry and finds that it is even more cutthroat than the Hollywood movie industry.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got, I was just
Which is
looking up
funny.
the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still like a pretty big cast. You've got Vince Vaughn, Cedric the Entertainer, Steven Tyler, Harvey Keitel, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Danny DeVito is back in it. You had Uma Thurman. You've got James Woods. Obviously, John Travolta is back in it too. Yeah, so it was not good. I saw it the one time. I remember it not being anywhere near as good, and it was just, after really enjoying this one, it was really kind of disappointing. And then I think I even looked up some of the scores for that one on like the Rotten Tomatoes and whatnot, and I feel like it was getting like a 30%.
Ouch.
On a lot of those.
Yeah. Where did it go wrong? Because it was based on a book.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember. I felt like it just did not have the same, from what I can recall, it felt like it just did not have the same atmosphere, the same oxygen to it that Get Shorty did. That
Yeah.
it was just trying to be, if I remember, what I felt at the time was it was like watching Airplane 2 after you've watched Airplane. And it's just like more of the same kind of jokes, but not as charming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's hard. And, you got it. Well, like we've talked about, you got to change enough that it's new and interesting.
Yeah.
But keep yeah.
Yeah. So from what I got, at some point, maybe I'll go back and rewatch that one, but only if I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
It's free on Tubi right now, so at least you wouldn't spend any money watching it, but it is what it is.
Indeed.
So, all right. Do we have anything else we want to say about Get Shorty? If you haven't watched this, obviously we've ruined the whole thing for you, but if you haven't watched this, like, get out and watch it right now. Get out and Get Shorty.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Go get it.
Mm-hmm. Go get it. Look at me. Look at me the way I'm looking at you. And go watch it. All right. Anything else before we jump into 3 questions?
So you know how Martin Weir just basically goes in, it's like, oh, going lunch date. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Because he goes and he just orders whatever he wants. It's not on the menu. And
Yes.
the whole thing.
Orders for everyone and then leaves.
So I didn't order for everyone today, but I did have one of those experiences where we ordered something not on the menu.
Yeah.
Because I was meeting my teammates for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like, we don't have enough time to tell all the antics of the story. But I had an eye checkup today, and my eyes were double dilated, and I could barely see anything. I had sunglasses on. I took them off, and it looked like I had vampire eyes. And my teammates were like, God, Pat, put the sunglasses back on. That looks awful.
Is the double dilated? So at least you didn't skip straight to the triple dog dilated.
No, it wasn't. But when they give you the drops to dilate, and then they had to retest, so they gave me more drops. And I don't know if that affects it any, but it was like they were definitely dilated. And then I got up to go to the bathroom, and then I couldn't find the bathroom because I couldn't see straight. And getting out of the car, I had dumped my entire water bottle all over myself, and was late and coming in. I couldn't see, and I was wearing a pair of khaki pants. So basically, I stood up, and my team was like, "Pat, what happened to you? You can't see, and your pants are all wet. What happened?" I'm just like, "I'm okay. I'm just." And then I made my way back to the table.
Because guys peeing your pants is cool.
That's what it was. And they sent the waitress after me. They said, "Hey, the guy with us, if you find him wandering the halls, can you make sure he finds the bathroom?" That's what they tell the waitress. Anyways, long story short, I sit down and I can't see the menu, so I'm holding the thing up to my face, like I'm, looking out the corner of my glasses. And they're like, "He can't see. He had his eyes dilated." I said, "No, but I checked the menu beforehand, and I just have the veggie wrap." And they're like, "Pat, there's no veggie wrap." I'm like, "Oh no? Oh well, I'll figure it out. That's okay. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll figure it out." And the waitress like, "Well, I'm sure we could do it." So my teammate's like, "Yeah, here's the thing. You see the salad? Can you take the salad, take off the chicken, add this, and put it in a wrap. And she's like, yeah, we can do all that. So it was totally, I mean, it was really funny because we had that experience today. I didn't have to tell the whole backstory. That has no relation to Get Shorty. But like my teammate was just trying to help me out. He can't see the menu. Can you just do this for him? Take this, move this, add this, do this, wrap it up in there. It was just like Martin Weir ordering the egg bite. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Pat, you know why you were able to do that, right?
Why is that?
Because I hear you're a celebrity.
Oh God, I'm gonna mute myself now.
Celebrities can do that kind of thing. They can order off
awesome.
the menu and then yeah.
Oh God, I think when we met the new band director at Bo's school, we were meeting her on the same day. You wandered by when I was meeting with her, and Randy's like, yeah, and this is Pat, and I think Bo even dropped that in. He says, yeah, by the way, he's Burton Hill's celebrity or something like that. I think you said that
I
to
do
her.
believe I did. Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I'm like,
that's outstanding. I'm gonna whenever I talk to other people about you, Pat, I'm just gonna start calling you the Patrick Canagallo.
Oh boy,
the Patrick, the infamous,
the infamous. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be infamous.
Wow, the Patrick. Wow. All right, it's time for three questions.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions.
It's impossible to answer.
Impossible because you don't know the answer.
Nobody could answer that question.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right, question number 1. In your opinion, what features would make a car the Cadillac of minivans?
Well, you gotta have heated steering wheel.
Okay.
Heated and cooled seats.
Okay.
The automatic doors, obviously.
On both sides.
I mean, right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta
Both
have all
sides and trunk.
self-driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have that kick
All the
thing
bells
with
and
the trunk
whistles.
too, so you don't have to hit a button or anything.
Sure.
Yep.
All that automatic lane detection, blind spot detection, beep stuff, all of it.
I'm going to see those. I'm going to add. I think you got to have cup holders at every seat.
Mm-hmm.
That would be important.
Oh, at least 2.
at least, right? At least.
Yeah.
Entertainment centers at each seat.
See, I'm gonna stay back from that one because I don't like those.
Hey, no, hang on though. Are we saying what we like about a car or what would go in the Cadillac of minivans?
Well,
do you know what I'm saying?
In your opinion, what would make it the Cadillac of minivans?
Oh, well, this is a different question.
Oh, that's a horse of a different color.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my opinion, I would steer clear in my Cadillac of minivans. I would steer clear for the entertainment center stuff because I'm not a fan of those. Although here's what I will say, and this probably sounds like a little bit of a weird thing, but only because when we switched from a minivan to a different kind of car, we lost this. Having air conditioning for each seat in the middle and back rows with individual controls.
Mm-hmm.
When we downsized from a minivan to a different type of car, we loved everything about this different type of car that we got. The problem we ran into, though, was the air conditioning. There are no air vents that go directly to the back seat. So when it's hot outside, when it's hot outside, you got to crank up the air in the front seat and freeze to death so that the people behind you in the second row can be relatively lukewarm. That's one of the only things. That and the sound system. The sound system in the new car is not great. You can hear the sound wonderfully in the front seat, but in the back seat, it sounds like it's underwater.
Interesting.
And see, when we test drove the car, we did not have the children with us, so we didn't have anybody in the back seat testing this stuff out for us.
Sure.
So we didn't think about it, and that's like the only The only downsides to the new car, like when we had the minivan, everybody had their own air conditioning, sound system was good, all that other stuff. That is so for the Cadillac of minivans, it needs to have air conditioning at each seat with your own individualized controls.
Okay.
I would agree.
I would take that over and above an entertainment center.
Okay. Yeah, see, I'm thinking about not just the Cadillac, but what would make it, in my opinion. So you're saying what option package would I put in there?
Yeah, I didn't even put on like the gold-plated spinning rims. But that.
Yeah, maybe we should.
I mean, if you're going to go all out, go all out.
Right.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of spinning rims, but I think all black and then chrome highlights.
That could be fun.
Bumper and wheels and.
I'm going to ask this random question because I know you guys are more car guys than I am. So I have a question for you that my wife and I posed to each other the other day. We were actually driving to church on Sunday morning. And as we rounded a corner at this one intersection, we saw somebody's hubcap was propped up against the curb because obviously it had fallen off their car. And both of us commented, we're like, you know what? Back in the day, I feel like you used to see hubcaps everywhere. And you don't anymore. So our question, and neither of us are enough car people to know this, do they make hubcaps just better secured now so they don't fall off as often? Like, I don't know. This kind of came up in a weird random conversation between my wife and I. We're like, are they just making them so that they don't fall off? Or are the streets being cleaned quicker? Because I feel like growing up, you used to see hubcaps on the side of the road all the time. I don't know. Is there a difference now in modern hubcap technology? I guess is my question.
You know what? I can't say for sure, but I almost feel like more cars now have like, what is it? Rims?
Yeah.
Just wheels, no hubcaps.
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess it's not really hubcaps anymore.
I think I just find like more and more.
Some cars still have them, but I don't think it's anywhere near as prevalent as it used to be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that could make sense.
And when I had my last car, had hubcaps, but they went on and then the wheels bolted through them. So the only way the hubcap would come off, and it was more of like a plastic thing, unless you like broke it off, like snapped it, or you unbolted the wheel and then it would come out of the wheel.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I don't remember the cars before that, but I have a sneaking suspicion that the hubcaps maybe just crowbarred off.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know. We both kind of were reminiscing. We're like, yes, I remember growing up and seeing like hubcaps on the side of the road all the time. And now you don't see them anymore. So I don't know. This is the weird stuff we talk about when we're on our way to church on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Question number 2. If you could be an extra in any movie or movie franchise, which would it be? And Pat, I know you texted us a question or option earlier, and I'm not sure that Salma Hayek is a movie franchise.
Well,
I mean, I could let you have that answer.
Any of the movies that she's in.
Okay.
I do have a question though.
Yeah, go for it.
Is it extra? It's kind of like what you and Dennis did in Dark Knight, right? Like you're just standing around in the group scenes. It's not like you're
you could
part
have
of the.
You could have a line or two, or you could just be in the background, or just an opportunity for you to get to be on the set for that movie or movie franchise. And just maybe get on camera. No guarantee, but maybe get on camera, or have like one speaking line or something like that.
Well, to be on the set, any of the Mission Impossible movies when Tom Cruise is doing those incredible stunts, I think would be really cool. I don't know how he would be on the set for some of them, because you know what I'm saying? Like, as an extra, there's somewhere it's just limited characters. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of hard, but I guess just seeing how that all comes together, that would be pretty cool.
You could be thug that gets kicked off of airplane number 3.
Right. Yeah, something like that. The only other one that really comes to mind that would just be, pretty awesome is I think back to Lawrence of Arabia, and there's a scene where he leads the Arabs into one of the towns, and I forget what it is, but they're all charging on horseback. And I had someone, and it might have been the Friendly Fire podcast, but they described that scene as basically they just got anybody that had a horse, in that area. They just all queued up and just had them hit, action, and rolled the film and had them all charge in there. And it was like controlled chaos because they're, like these guys just were basically just Arabs on horsebacks. And for the film, they brought them all in. And when you watch it, it is incredible, but it's like hundreds of horsemen just riding through this town at breakneck speed. And there was very little control that they had over them on the set. They just pulled the camera all the way back, said, go for it. And they all just rode through the city. And it's one of the most bonkers things I've ever seen, especially when the kind of the special I was saying described what that was like.
Yeah. Are you talking about the taking of Aqaba scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if
that's a great scene.
Watch the movie or watch it on YouTube and realize what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that is awesome.
That's a great scene.
So I don't know if I'm courageous. Well, I don't know if I'm courageous enough about it, but I think that'd be cool. Someone get me a horse and I'll go in. I'll go with that. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess those would be my 2 answers to that one.
Okay.
Mine's easy. It's still 2 franchises, but give me Star Trek or Star Wars. Get me on the bridge of a starship, blow me out an airlock, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Here. Well said.
Yeah, I would do. I think my main answer is going to be Star Wars. Like I don't care. You can put me in a costume so nobody sees my face. Just the opportunity to get to be. I could be. You want to put me in a crowd in Andor season 2 and blow me up or something like that. I don't know. Like whatever. Doesn't really matter. That or like any of the DC or Marvel movies, Superman movie. If they're doing more Superman movies, I would be very happy to be an extra in one of those. And basically just enjoying movies so much. Pretty much anything. I don't know. Put me in any movie. Just let me be on the set and just watch for a while. Like that was the most fun of when Dennis and I got to do that on The Dark Knight. Just getting getting to be even the opportunity of possibly being an extra in a movie. That was fun. But just getting to be there and just kind of get to watch the whole thing and talk to the people who actually were in more scenes or had speaking lines or whatnot. And that was probably the most fun.
That's cool.
So my easy answer is Star Wars, Superman, something like that. Although I wouldn't, if somebody wants to blow me out of an airlock, I also would take Star Trek. I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah.
Random question, not involved in the 3 questions. Did we all see the trailer for Starfleet Academy?
I have not, but I've seen pictures.
Okay. Or what?
I will have to.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The trailer, however, has some people criticizing it for being just oozing with fan service. So, like they're name dropping. They basically, I think in the trailer, they name drop or you see like plaques on the wall that mention the names of maybe anybody who's ever been in any Star Trek franchise. Like they cover Next Generation, they cover original series, they cover Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, but that plaque on the wall is going to be on screen for 10 seconds. I mean,
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I feel like that's
It's the screen grabbers that are catching all that stuff.
exactly.
So, all right, finally, who is your favorite actor who usually portrays a mobster?
Joe Montana.
That's a good one.
Yeah, big fan.
That is a good one.
This is hard because there's so many. And then, like I could say Robert De Niro easily,
Mm-hmm.
but you say usually portrays mobsters. He's portrayed them for some very notable, like Goodfellas and Godfather 2 and Analyze This. But then he's also played cops, firefighters,
Yeah,
boxers.
if he's well known, if the person is well known for having portrayed a mobster, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good enough.
Yeah, I guess I would have to say Robert De Niro,
Okay.
but Pacino was so incredible as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've really, in the last number of years, really become a big fan of Chaz Palminteri.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean his role, Bronx Tale, amazing film. We covered that last year. Last year, I think.
Yeah, is it last year? Or was it earlier?
Don't say 2 years ago. Don't say 2 years ago. You're gonna say 2 years ago, aren't you?
I'm gonna say 2 years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
2 years ago.
It was 93, so we covered it. Yeah, so we covered it in 2023.
93. Huh. Anyway, I've seen some interviews with him. He just seems like a really cool guy. Like I'd loved it, but they all seem like really cool guys. So boy, that's a tough question.
Yeah,
that's a tough. And I mean, like, who are we forgetting? We're forgetting Joe Pesci.
Well, I'm gonna so my answer for this one actually goes back to one of my favorite movies, and he's been in Goodfellas, he's been in all kinds of stuff, and I'm gonna go to this one because it's got one of my favorite lines of any movie that I think is just outstanding. I'm gonna go with the character that's in The Rocketeer, and I'm gonna go with the actor who plays the mafia guy Eddie Valentine. I'm gonna go with Paul Sorvino.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give the quote that I have in mind as I'm picturing him, and it's Neville Sinclair, played by Timothy Dalton, says, "Come on, Eddie, I'm paying you well. Does it really matter where the money comes from?" And here's, I think, one of the greatest lines in that movie. "It matters to me. I may not make an honest buck, but I'm 100% American, and I don't work for no two-bit Nazi."
Yep. Yeah.
So I got to go Paul Sorvino.
Regular Nazis are okay, just not two-bit.
Not the two-bit ones, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what a great film that is. I know exactly. And as soon as he started talking, I'm like, yeah, Paul Sorvino.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rocketeer, Goodfellas. Yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff in there.
Fun.
Oh. All right. I think we got everybody. Get everybody?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this one. That's going to do it for Get Shorty. We've got a bunch of other good comedy stuff coming up this month. Last week we did Billy Madison. This time was Get Shorty. Our next one is our 10th anniversary rewatch, is The Distinguished Gentleman from 1992. I think, Bo, was this one of your picks?
Yes.
Was that another one? Because I don't know that you were on the episode with us.
Yeah, if we did this one, I definitely wasn't here. So.
Okay.
Nice. Oh well, I'm glad we're gonna do it.
Big fan of this movie.
So yeah,
always have been.
So we got that one coming up, and then we're gonna finish the month off with Friday. And then if you're joining us over on Patreon, our Patreon short this month is Canadian Bacon from 1995, and our full-length Patreon episode is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which came out in 1975, so that means it is turning 50 this year, and it gives me an excuse to try to get Nora to rewatch it, although I'm not sure it's going to happen.
Why wouldn't she?
She doesn't like Holy Grail. She likes Life of Brian. She'll watch Life of Brian with me, but she does not like Holy Grail.
There's just no accounting for taste sometimes.
I know. I mean, I have time. She won't leave home and go to college for another at least 4 years. So I've got 4 years.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There is time. So time is the fire in which we burn, and I've got 4 years.
Exactly.
So, all right. That's going to do it this time around. Gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
All right, everybody. If you have not seen, like we said before, we've ruined it for you already. But if you have not seen Get Shorty, it doesn't really matter that we've ruined it. It's still a great movie. If you have not seen Get Shorty, go see this one. It is an outstanding John Travolta role. It is an outstanding Gene Hackman role. Rene Russo is great in it. Danny DeVito is great. It'll teach you how to order things that are not on the menu. So if you need help with that, you can ask Danny DeVito. You can ask Pat. You know, we have our own local celebrities on the podcast that you can talk to about how to do those kind of things.
Crying out loud. Wrap the show and let's go.
It's too good, man. It's too good.
It's
just great.
Yeah, it's great. Grand, wonderful. Get on the bus. All right, everybody. We'll see you back here next time. Be excellent to each other. Go watch some good movies, and we'll see you back here next time.
Bring the lights down low, it's time to show. Lights, camera, you know what we mean. Behold the magic of the silver screen. Some movie